can answer the last asked question because I didn't get to answer it. Everybody else did.
Yeah, you can go ahead. You can go ahead.
Please.
I haven't been to a mental institution, and my outlook on like people going to one, it isn't negative or anything because I wouldn't think like I the experiences that y'all are explaining is nothing that I imagined at
Mm,
all. And like before I even thought about going to therapy or anything, because remember I told you earlier, like I was told, oh, that's not real. Depression isn't real.
right.
So I started to learn my own ways of being my own therapist at 10 years old, 11 years old, 12 years old. I bought this book and it's called It's Kind of a Funny Story by Ned Vizzini. It's actually a book about a child who struggled with depression, and it was a book about Ned Vizzini and his experience in a mental facility. And he actually found like lifelong friends and stuff in the book, at least through the character. He explains it. Um, but sadly, that author eventually ended up taking his life, which wasn't the end of the story that I wanted. After I read
Right.
the book, I looked up to see if he was okay. But my personal experience with like my personal synopsis too isn't like, oh my gosh, no, I would never go. It's negative at first. Like my reaction immediately is no, but then I'm like, why am I reacting that way?
Right.
So it I don't know, it's kind of iffy for me.
In
I don't see it as a bad thing though.
I
in
didn't either until I
in
heard those
theory,
experiences.
it's a good thing because I've been to a lot of great facilities, but I've been to some horrible ones too that need to be shut down. And it just lets me know that there are people who do care and take it seriously. But just like any job you go to, you could go to a Popeyes and get cussed out, or you go to a Popeyes and get good service. It just
Yeah.
Mhm.
matters who are they there for the right reasons. And once you realize
Yeah.
that, then I would tell people to do the research, but it's difficult because, like for me, I was homeless, so I didn't have a choice
Right.
to where I went. So, but if you do have that choice to be able to do research and look through, hey, this place is bad, if people have these experiences there, maybe I don't want to go to that one. If you really need to go to the one that you will get help at, and it's
Right.
okay. It's okay to not be in one of those bad facilities.
I don't think Van got to give
I don't know
her
if she did either.
opinion on it either.
On what mental
Because after
facility?
I answered, she just went off. I'm like, it's time for the people who hasn't had the experiences. That's the question you asked. I'm like,
Yeah,
we not on there.
I was trying to direct traffic the best I could.
Yeah, Roy was trying,
I
but
was trying to keep it like, okay. Oh, but go ahead, Van.
I don't have a negative outlook on like mental facilities. Of course, I have never been to one, but I do believe as of right now it's getting to a point. It may be getting to a point. Of course, I don't know the details of it, but it may be getting to a point where people are starting to abuse it, because I have seen where there are like, trust me, as a mom, I completely understand we need our time away. We do need help sometimes, but to use a mental facility as a way of a vacation, I think is
A little
bad.
weird. Yeah.
Yeah, because there are people that actually do need that help, that do need that getaway. Not saying we don't, but I just believe there is a better way. There should be a better way, at least, or another way to go about it. And of course, again, not saying that some people that are doing it don't actually need that help or don't get better by visiting, a mental facility. That's fine, but I really believe we should try to explore all of our resources before um get into that, instead of taking away where somebody else could have had that spot that actually really, really, really needed it. But I don't have a negative outlook on mental facilities. I believe if that's where you need to go, that's where you should go. If that's where you believe you'll get help, like Royal said, there are good ones, there are bad ones. Just if you have the resources, do your research to see. Hell, if you can find reviews and do that. I know everybody get
Right.
treated differently. Like everybody can go to the same facility and get treated completely different ways. But just if you have the resources, do your research and do the best you can with what you have. And if you gotta go, go.
Exactly.
I
No,
would
I have a
definitely
small
say is
question.
go ahead.
What for like as a person that has mental issues and as people who have experienced mental issues and have been in a mental institution, at what point were you like, yeah, I definitely need to go? Because I'm extremely indecisive and I'll be like, I need to go. No, you don't. I need to go. No, you
So
don't.
so I kept having to go to the hospital. Like it would literally happen like every week. I would go to the hospital because I was so dehydrated and just nothing. I had nothing left in me. And yeah, it just kept happening. And my wife was like, yo, like it was bad. It was bad. It was bad. My kids, they noticed, like it was bad. And then once people start noticing, then it's really time to go. It's really time to go
Okay.
once people, yeah. But yo, so can I say, I want to say two things. Hopefully I remember. I should be taking notes. But so getting was it facilitated or whatever, facilitized or whatever, um that was a problem with me because like I've never been like jail or anything like that, or that was my first facility that I went to. And so like, okay, so that facility was okay because you could smoke, and like I vape, and but like you had to turn in your vapes, and like they searched your rooms and stuff and all that. And like it bothered me. Like y'all searching through my stuff. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I'm not here for drugs or anything like that. So y'all searching through my stuff. And then I want to touch on the parent thing. So I have kids, and like I'm gone for like 2.5, 3 weeks. So my wife's here. She's got to deal with the kids. I got a 1-year old and a 3-year old. And like, yo, so I'm thinking in my head, like she's having the hardest time, which she's having a hard time, but it's not as big as it was in my head. And like, I felt, that was wrong of me, to sit in this facility. And, I got my wife and kids are at home, and, I don't know what's going on. Last time I heard, it was a fire next door. Like, so I'm creating my own narrative in my head, and it's like, but yeah, people are taking advantage and staying away from their families from umpteen amount of time because they facilitated themselves and they got comfortable with being away, and I didn't want that. But
Right.
so yeah, but
institutionalized.
yeah, institutional. Yeah, they go to word institutionalized. But yeah,
Or
that's
I wanted to respond to Goldie. Okay, I say that going to a mental hospital is when you're in crisis,
mhm.
but I have to say that my crisis and your crisis won't look alike. So it's more of a question that you would have to ask yourself, because my crisis and Martelle's crisis look nothing alike, but it's serious to us all the same. So you start asking yourself questions like, well, what benefits will I get from this? You say you're trying other things, you're trying all of this stuff, and it's not working. Facility is a point for you to reset. It's a launching pad, because you can't stay in there for forever, so it's absorbing everything you can, because that's all you're doing at one time. You're absorbing all of this at one time, and then what you take out of it is what's important. Because I've been in facilities where they group therapy all the time. It's a crash course pretty much. It's like going
Intense.
into the military. It's like, we're gonna shove all of this knowledge in you. Now get out and go figure out life. But you make the most of it while you're in there. And that's sometimes where I was able to come out. But then it's also lining up the resources after you get out.
Mhm.
Because okay, you got therapy don't stop in the hospital. Okay, you're gonna see this doctor, you're gonna see this therapist. What are you gonna do for self-care? That was one of the most important groups in there, was self-care, because people forgot. It was women doing their makeup, it was men, shaving, cutting their nails, because we forget. a lot of times, did I take care of myself today?
Yeah,
So
take a shower.
right. And sometimes people, that's a really, really hard thing to get up and take a shower. People don't understand. Oh, that's just being dirty. It's just like, no, it's a really mental thing to get up and get in the shower. Like,
That
Right.
just can be hard.
Right. I've seen people say, I don't care how depressed I am. I'm gonna get up and take a shower. I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna clean up. And it's like, okay, that's your level of functioning, but not everybody else
exactly.
has that level. It's been times like, of course, I don't think anybody does it purposely unless, it's just hard to do. But that doesn't mean they're just like, you know what? I refuse to take a shower today. It's more like I can't. Like I legit can't. And it's been days I haven't gone a day without a shower, but it's been days where I haven't had my first shower. I haven't brushed my teeth till like 9 o'clock at night because I've been on go since 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
It's like the only reason I say about the abusing it is because I real life didn't think anybody was doing that until, we know TikTok can be fun and games, but it can also be serious topics. And somebody made a video, a joking video, saying, moms going to the mental health facility to get away, have a mini vacation away from their family. And although it was funny, it had a lot of likes, a lot of comments, like in the thousands, like double digits thousands. And I'm like, I feel like a lot of people probably will actually start doing it based off a joke and
Yeah,
shouldn't.
yeah.
I really hope not. That's really
I
gonna
hope
bother
not
me.
either.
Yeah.
But TikTok be influencing people heavy.
Yeah.
It's about to get banned anyway.
No, I hope not.
They've been talking
Damn.
about
They
that
already
for a
put it's in
while.
the House of Representatives now. Like they're actually
Really?
deciding on it soon. Yeah.
Yeah, they was talking about it with Donald Trump, but it got overturned. But now they're actually trying to decide on it without people's votes, like trying to bypass what people want so that they
Right.
can take control over it. And of course, people have already come up with ways to do it. I have to, but they are actually trying to get it banned.
It's already
Yeah.
banned on state computers and like federal computers and like tablets and stuff. You can't go on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you got a government phone or something like that, you can't
Yeah.
you
You
can't
can't.
download TikTok on it.
Yep.
Why? Why do y'all why are they doing that?
Because people are using TikTok as a way to get information instead of going to like the news, because we know all news
Got
stations
you.
only post what they
They
want.
want to
You only
manipulate.
They
get to
can't
see
control us.
That's all social media
exactly.
though. It ain't just
It's that,
TikTok.
and
That's
I think
all
it's the
Exactly.
social
stuff with
media.
China too. I think it's the stuff with China too,
Yeah.
because they did find one of their like aircrafts over
Yeah.
Australia and Alaska and stuff. They shot it down.
They say it's because they're
Good
trying to
stuff.
keep China from getting our information. It's like, but they could have been got it. We
You
steal
should
information on
the
Facebook,
stuff
Instagram
keep
all the time.
they need to keep people from America getting our information. They always hacking into stuff. Y'all can't control that, but y'all think y'all can go control China though. Y'all be having regular people hacking the systems.
The
I
NSA
also
literally already has all of our information. So
Right.
exactly.
Don't
I
act
also
like
saw
y'all
comments
don't be
saying that they're
then they
gonna
be
start
selling
paying
our
him.
information. They sell
Right.
everything that we do on our phones.
Yeah,
This
credit
man
is
said they're going to start paying him because a lot of people do, like he was a cameraman or a reporter, something along those lines. Anyway, and they're going to start paying him to report stuff because he does report a lot of true events, a lot of stuff that's actually happening that he can't report, or that news channels don't report, but they're going to start paying him to report, which I feel like eventually is going to get to a point where they're going to make it where he can't report certain stuff, which would defeat the purpose of paying him to report real shit. And it's like they are just trying to find ways to control stuff, and they're also defunding the reels, the Instagram reels,
Gift.
what is that, creator funds, stuff like
Hmm.
that, and the Facebook reels funds.
YouTube is
They're
pulling back
taking all of that
too.
stuff down.
So they don't
YouTube
want
pulled
people
back too.
people making too much money. That's what it is.
at a
No,
Well,
certain
it's how did you create a system where the people that are winning are the rich people, and you think the poor people just gonna forget about that? Excuse me, we
Exactly.
was kings and queens at one point. Where you think y'all got y'all brain cells from?
They have it where people are actually boycotting, saying that if TikTok gets banned, they're gonna delete their Instagram accounts and Facebook accounts. And it's like, if we can't have TikTok, we might as well have nothing at all. So they're gonna delete all of their stuff if they can't have
They're
TikTok.
not gonna hold up. People are
I
addicted to
think
social
I
media.
think it's stupid.
Yeah.
Like you have to discern. There's a lot of false narratives out there, but you have to be able to discern for yourself what's real or not. If you take advice from a TikTok doctor, that's on you. That is
Sometimes they be right. Sometimes
Right.
they
Should
be
have
We
bought
right.
just
that
feel
coat
like
off
you
of
do your
Amazon.
That's
research.
why they want to ban them, because they be right.
right.
Yeah, you do your research and then you'll be fine. Like I found TikTok to be very helpful in a lot of ways. Like it's
Yeah.
especially mentally, it has helped
Me
me
too.
because there's a lot of things that people are saying that, of course doesn't work for everybody, but are true. But you should also be smart enough to do your own research instead of following somebody blindly from a TikTok video.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You could get the information right there and then go do your own research and say, okay, well, this matches up. Well, okay,
Right.
you got
And
the
not
One
use
thing,
information.
Wikipedia.
one thing that I typically use TikTok for, like, if people like they're like, "Hey, you want to hang out?" And I'm like, "Sure." I live in Atlanta, so there's a numerous list of things that I don't even know exist here because I just moved here too. So I don't know what to do. So I go to TikTok. I can't go to Google. Google just gonna pull up maps.
Right.
That's how
So
I
it's either
do.
Google need to update or TikTok needs to stay.
I'll be telling
Like,
people to get off of Google. Google be ruining your life. When you go in there searching for stuff, you got to hear from people who's going through those experiences, and I think that's what it is.
Exactly.
People who everybody is talking about their experiences, and they don't want that. They don't want it
And
because
it
we
helps
helping
a
each
lot.
other.
Like it helps as your own therapy, and it helps for other people to realize like you're not alone. You're not the only person that thinks this
Right.
way. You're not the only person that's going through this specific situation. You're not the only person that's out here having to deal with a lot of stuff. Like, and you got people who want, human interaction. They want to talk to people. They want friends. They want uh outside of dating. They just want that
Right.
interaction. And it's a way to help it. Like you find your community, you find your cosplay community, you find your anime community, you find your love for fucking guns and knives community. Like you find all
Yeah.
kinds of communities on one platform instead of having like with Facebook and Instagram. Instagram has it where it'll show you semi-random stuff, but it's more along the lines of stuff that you align yourself with. Whereas
Yep.
Facebook is basically just for people. Like
I
you
hate
have to
Facebook.
literally search people. And I don't know
and
nobody
add
that
them.
actually just wants to do that.
I hate Facebook. I hate Facebook because I know everybody on there.
I swear, if it wasn't for TikTok, Boonie would have not have come across my feed.
Right.
No,
Right.
same.
The
We've
friendship wouldn't have
connected her and Goldie too.
Yeah,
but
Yeah.
that's
yeah,
a
I'm about to say if it
real
wasn't for
connection
TikTok,
though. Like
Because
I don't even
Van
remember
sent
what
me
that video
her
was.
video.
Right. I saw Goldie's video and I was just like, oh, I want to talk to her, but I don't know how. Let me send her to Boonie. Boonie knows how to make people energy better.
What video was it?
It was the one where you were talking about being on the podcast, like wanting to be on one, but you didn't have
Oh yeah.
friends. Yeah, she sent me the video and
Yeah.
she ain't said nothing. There was nothing, no direction. She just sent me the video and I'm like, all right, she want me to invite her to the podcast.
Riz me off.
I knew she
She
would
said
get
Riz
it.
her
'Cause I
off
was
a little
like,
bit.
I don't know. I don't ever consider it my podcast. I'm like, she's the one who works behind the scenes on everything. She knows how to vet people's energy better than I do. I was just like, yep, I'm just gonna send it. No word, no context, no
They
nothing.
said
I'm just sending
nothing. I was like, oh, okay. Then after I talked to you, I was like, oh, I don't know if you wanted me to invite her to the podcast, but that's what I did.
See, that's a real life connection. I think that's the beauty of social media. Like it's a catch-22. There is negative things on it,
Right.
but you can make these real life connections. Like
Yeah.
this is off topic a lot, but I said this generation has the ability to do something that no other generation has been able to do. somebody in America can make a friend in China and in Russia,
Right.
and then they can end up being president or something like that. And because you made that friendship with somebody over there, now the countries get along all of a sudden. Because
They don't want that.
Right?
They don't want
I
that
like
though.
that.
But they don't want that. That's why they was trying to ban it. Because
That is being a real life Naruto episode.
Straight up.
Because
Yeah.
Naruto making friends with everybody. Him and Luffy. Okay, we can
So to
go
kind of
ahead.
bounce off of what V said before, like we started talking about TikTok. I feel like to take it full circle for the whole conversation, mental health runs well alongside, like, the problems that we struggle with. Mental health runs perfect with the problems that we struggle with self-discipline. Because even if a
Yeah.
person that's normal, you have no mental issues at all. If
Right.
you have terrible discipline, the world's going to be like, you got issues. No, I
Right.
just don't have discipline.
Right.
So I feel like mental health can be taken on two different perspectives, maybe even more than
Yeah,
two,
more.
because somebody can look at you like, these are people that diagnose people by just looking at them,
Me.
by just watching them. How do you not know I'm faking? How you not know I'm lying? I know somebody that literally told me, bro, like, I've faked my whole life, and like today I'm really me. Like, what?
Wow.
Like, I'm just
That's
like,
nasty.
that is weird. It's really weird, but still, like, overall,
But
it's
one thing,
possible for like your discipline to be so bad to cause your health issues to start rolling, and then you
Right.
just get so used to not being disciplined,
That's
where
true.
now it's like, well, I guess I got depression and anxiety, or well, I got da 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 da. You know?
That's true.
I get that fully simply because I feel like I did that till I was like 15. Like I was masking my whole life. Like I said, I was a very quiet, well-behaved child. My mom said I just had a stank attitude, but I did everything I was told, so I was almost like the perfect child. The whole time internally, I'm just like raging. Like I really don't like this. I hate that. But on the outside, it's perfection. And then when I hit like, I want to say like 15, it like the mask just slowly started falling, and then not even slowly, it just fell. Like it fell off, and then it was hard to get back on, and then I got it back on. And it wasn't until my best friend came into my life that I was able to like slowly drop it, because I was like, I don't like you. I don't want you around me. Why do you keep coming around me? And she kept forcing herself around me. And I'm just like, why are you here? Like, leave me alone. Why are you here? And she just forced her love on me to the point I was willing to fight for this bitch. Like, you not gonna mess with her. Like, don't touch her. Don't talk to her. And that's when I was like, okay, I guess I like you. Like, I guess I do like you. And she was like, I thought you was this type of person, but you're actually just like me. And I was like, and that's probably why I fought you so hard, because I actually was just like you, but I couldn't let nobody else know I was just like you. Like, she would get talked about. People would be like, why are you hanging around her? And I'm like, because I like her. And they're
Wow.
like, but why? And I could never explain why. And it was like, because I'm just like her. Like on the inside, I am just like her. I wasn't bubbly, but for the most part, I was like her. She was very bubbly. I'm not. But after a while, I was able to just let that all go. And it was pretty much like, yeah, I faked my entire personality for years until that point. And then it was just like, you know what? Why is it so important to do that? Like, you're your own person. You're grown at this point. It literally doesn't matter. Nobody cares as much as you care. Like, you can be your own worst enemy. Nobody cares as much as you care. And my mom was like, I'm so glad you finally found people just like you. And I'm like, I am too. I am too. Like, I finally found my tribe, and I don't have to wear that mask. So I do get that. People can fake their entire identity, but only for so long before it will crack, it will start to show, and they won't be able to pick it back up.
No, that makes me think about what I was telling Royal. Like, I feel like people who do that when they come when they interact with me, when they come across somebody like me, it's scary because yeah, I got on this mask or whatever, but I'm scared of you because you're gonna make it come off or whatever because you're asking me all these questions. Like I said at the beginning, like I ask a lot of personal questions, but it's really to get you to thinking about you. I'm not trying to like infiltrate your life for a reason. I want you to think about this stuff and figure out yourself a lot of the times. I feel like that's my purpose
I think that's
in life.
a good trait to have in a friend, because you have to have somebody that is willing to make you question yourself if you're not willing to question your own self. So it that's why we need a therapist. If you're not able to have a real friend, then get a therapist who's gonna call into question all those things that you thought about and make you sort through the thoughts. Because if you let it sit in your head so long, it's gonna swirl
Yep.
around and you're not gonna go through no changes. And that's the only way that we're gonna improve as people, is to start having those conversations with somebody, letting that stuff out. I encourage everyone to get therapy,
Go
whether you
get you a
think
life
something wrong with
coach.
you or not, because there's something there that you don't realize. You're gonna cover it up with alcohol, you're gonna cover it up with eating, you're gonna cover
Yeah.
it up with work. Everybody says, well, this is the way I cope. No, you just covering something up. When that goes away, those problems are still there.
Yep.
Did you have another question, Boonie, for the next
I
one?
got a lot of questions that we didn't get through. But my next question is, when was the last time you felt peace and happiness?
I don't like your questions. They be hitting me
If
right
you gotta
here. I
think
don't like
about it,
that.
Right in the soul, right in the spirit.
Right in the soul.
last time I felt peace, like true peace and happiness, was um it sounds bad to say. I'm not trying to say it in a negative way, but that's like because of exactly where, like, the time frame was before I met my husband. I
Mm,
was in because that was before I had kids, before I was in a relationship. Like, I was by myself, working my two jobs. I was in my own place, had my own everything. Like, I wasn't talking to nobody, didn't have a roster, wasn't trying to communicate with nobody. I was just to myself, by myself, doing everything by myself. And like, I was truly like, I would sit in my apartment, in my bed, eating whatever I wanted, watching anime. Ain't have like wasn't my phone wasn't ringing, wasn't getting no notifications. Like, I had deactivated all my social media. So once I did reactivate my
Mhm.
social media, it was like my phone was blowing up because my best friend had been posting on my pages trying to find me. Like, I had legit just disappeared from everybody. And I was at peace. I was happy. Although I had just started out, I had my entire apartment furnished. Like, I was good. I was fine. I was happy. I had already graduated college, so I'm good. Like, I was what, 23, 22, 23, something like that. And I was just happy. I was at true peace at that time. Like, when people say, you ever hear somebody say that they're happy by themselves, they're lying. No, I'm
Right.
not.
No,
No, the fuck
no,
I'm not.
Right.
I swear to God, I'm not. My mama sitting here
no.
raising her hand to my, because my mama is at peace too. My brother is out the house. He been out the house for some years now. Of course, I've been out the house for forever, but she got the whole house to herself. So she's like, she is at peace. She don't care about nothing. But
Right.
I feel it. That was the last time I was truly 100% happy, 100% at peace. My body was right. My mental was right. Like, I was good. I was happy.
Well, for me, it happened for me after I left a toxic friendship. Because I was going through a lot when I was in the group or whatever. You have to look at the videos to understand what I was talking about. I mean, the past episodes to understand what I was talking about. But after I left that situation, after I grieved the friendship or whatever, I feel like I felt light, like I felt like a weight was lifted off of me or whatever. And I started cosplaying. Like I was happy. Like I was happy. I was doing something because at first I was procrastinating. Like I want to lose this many pounds before I start cosplaying or whatever. But then I decided, you know what, I'm gonna just do it. I've been having fun since then, since I started, because I feel like I'm tapping into my inner child when I cosplay. So, because I always liked dressing up different characters and stuff like that as a kid. I'm not gonna say I'm happy or at peace all the time, but yeah, I be when I'm having fun, I'm happy and at peace.
For me personally, I'd have to be on the similar page with R.E.A.L because I'm not married, but I have a boyfriend, and before I met him and before I was friends with another person that I actually met or got really close with around the time that I was with him, I was genuinely at peace. Like I mentioned earlier, I'm in the spiritual spectrum or whatever. And when I operate fully in my faith in the fact that I can do this, I can get through my days, because when I tell you depression, she got a chokehold on me. I have like phases every year. Like at the end, right as soon as my birthday comes, October 10th is my birthday. So
Oh
as
my
soon as
God, that's
October
my birthday
comes,
too.
you know,
That is weird, twins.
Yep, y'all got the same birthday, really? Oh wow, really? Well, my
Yeah,
daughter birthday October 1st.
yeah, we
hey,
and Naruto also shares that birthday
Oh shoot.
Yeah, I
with
told you you was
us.
in love
Not
with
y'all
that
out here
series. It's
just
meant
being
to be.
No,
awful
I
for
don't like the
her.
series. I like that character.
Bonnie
don't
No,
will
say it like
stand on
that.
no,
that
no, no.
hill forever.
I
She
tried to
will
slide. I
The
tried to slide
character,
it in
not the
there. Try to
series.
slide it in there a little bit. Is
Yeah.
it?
Oh,
I'm over
what
here
is the
like
last thing
Naruto is
happened?
awesome, and she's like, no, it's not.
Oh,
Naruto is, but the show is not.
Naruto dope.
but yeah, with my birthday being at the end of the year, I just get very sad around that time, and depression has a chokehold on me, and it's just annoying. I'm tired.
What makes you sad around your birthday? If you don't
Yeah.
mind me asking.
That's more so of how my birthdays were celebrated as a child. Because my birthday is in the winter and I'm the only winter baby in my entire family,
Wow.
it was like, oh, okay, yeah, let's just go to Chuck E. Cheese. But he get a
Right.
pool party. We go to Universal Studios in June, though. I can't get that. Like, so
Right.
I never took it serious. And like the older I got, it was just like my friends would be like, oh my gosh, it's your birthday. And I'd be like, okay.
I feel
And
like
they're
that's
like,
how
why are
I
you not
am.
Right.
excited?
Well, you got to start celebrating your birthday in a big way to
Yeah.
rewire your brain when it comes to that. You got to start celebrating yourself. And just me talking, I need to do the same thing, but
Yeah. I feel you. I feel
Yeah,
you.
I feel the same way about my birthday. To be honest, like I really do.
Let me read this.
When is your
Mark,
birthday?
huh?
When is your birthday?
September 19th.
Oh
I
shoot. Are you a Virgo? No, you're not a Virgo, are you?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, me too. August 29th. Hey.
we run it. That's what. But I started feeling that way about my birthday for a while. Like I've had horrible birthdays where I was homeless, people, like trying to stay there doing things for my birthday, but really doing stuff for themselves. Like
Wow.
I to this point right now, I just don't want to. I dread it when it comes, and it's just like another day. So just my idea of a good birthday now is nothing bad happening. Just let me have a good day. That's good.
Yep.
Yeah.
Being by yourself and just chilling.
Right.
That's what I love to do on my birthday now. I don't like all that rah-rah. Oh my God,
Right.
it's your birthday. I don't need to hear all that. Be quiet. I'm like, stop.
Hey,
You and
you
Martelle
know,
should take a trip on your birthday in October because he's 20. Damn, he'll be 23. My God, I'm getting old. He'll be 23
You
this
getting
year.
old. I think I'm the oldest person on the podcast today.
I think so. Aren't you? Yeah. Damn, Royal.
OG
It's
triple OG
okay.
over here.
It's being older is better than being the youngest one, okay? This is not the first time I've been the youngest one in the room. Imagine being the youngest one out of the entire high school. Like that was weird.
In your whole high school?
Yeah, my ninth grade year, I was 13 and I had just turned 13.
Oh wow.
So they was like, are you sure you're supposed to? Yes, I am. Get out my face.
I was like in the middle. Like all of my friends were younger than me, and then there were people in our class that were older too. When your birthday is in the winter, it's kind of like that.
It's weird. Yeah. It's weird.
Boonie, can you reiterate the question again?
When was the last time you felt at peace or happiness?
I want to see my socks. How about my socks?
Shoot, man, I got one when I left that dang old facility. I'm still working on. Hold on, son. When I was at the facility, and it was literally like I told them I wanted to go home. Like it was some legit. Like they were like, "So what do you want to do in the future as far as future planning and all that?" I'm like, to be honest, man, I'm kind of done. I'm done with this. I've been here for like 3 weeks. Like, you know, they didn't really listen to me, you know, because I had surgery. Like that's what kind of happened. I got you. Like that's why, you know, what developed the eating disorder so aggressive, you know, so I couldn't eat.
Hi.
So
I couldn't eat.
Aww.
That's my son Max, young Maximus.
He's so cute.
But I couldn't eat. Like the portion sizes were too much that they were giving me. So like and it was 3 times a day, and we'd eat, you know, in between the 3 meals each day. People cannot eat 3 meals a day. People should not eat 3 meals a day. In between snacks, like it was literally like clockwork though. I mean, it was cool, you know, like it was dope, especially like. No, it was hard. It was
I was
hard.
about to say, don't say it was
people that like to eat, and a person that would like to eat, like that would be like the perfect place for them, because it was like, bam, back to back, you eating, and
I
it
would
was
get
and it
sick
was
of it.
it was bad. It was bad. I was done with it.
Nigga,
I
I'm
was
not hungry.
Right, I would get sick
like,
of it too.
for real. No, listen, I went to the hospital like just to get out of eating for a little bit. Like, and it wasn't like that, but it was literally like I was feeling pains, and like if I eat anything else, I was gonna throw up. So I'm like, yo, I'm in and we can't throw up. It was like real strict like policy. Like we had to do bathroom flush checks, like all that.
Wow.
Like we had to call a person, let them know, hey, you know, I'm done using the bathroom. Can you come check it? They'll check it and we flush it. But shoot, dang it. Oh yeah, at peace. And I remember like I just riding home, my kids in the back seat, like my wife came and got me. Like I called her up. Like normally people be like, well, spend a couple days there, you know, maybe it'll change or something. Nah. She was like, all right, I'll come get you tomorrow. I just gotta get things together. I'm like, okay, cool. and I felt like she busted me out of there, because it was literally like they were trying to facilitate me, and I'm not a person to be tamed. You can't tame, like I just can't. Like I'm not an aggressive person, I'm not an angry person. I've watched it, you know, growing up. I've been around people that do it, and I've developed myself the way, you know, he's showing off. But like I don't know, it's just that was peaceful, and I'm still working on getting over this eating stuff. 2 weeks. I think like 2 weeks in without like having a flare up or anything crazy like that. Like, and I'm still taking clients. I'm a life coach. Like I'm
Right.
still taking clients, talking to people, people with DID disorders, people that drink their own urine. Like I've talked to people that's like really crazy, and I'm like, yo, listen, man, the things that you see and feel, it's real to you, but it's like to other people, it's not. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like I'm trying to work at it. I'm working on it. You know, trying to get them, back down. But a lot of those people, they're so far gone, and they're so far on like the lithium and the what was that medicine that you said? I've taken that before, and that gave me crazy nightmares too.
Hello?
Rimram, hound dog, yep, hound dog and rimram or whatever it is. It's like sleeping stuff,
Yep.
but that stuff is wicked. Like I don't know what's up, son. Yeah, I got you. All right. But I'm listening. Just give me 2
Okay.
seconds. I'll be right back.
It's all
But
good.
yeah, man.
So for me, the last time I felt real peace, I have pockets. I feel like Goldie does, like the depression has a hold on me. Like it is smothering me, at times. But when I feel true peace and happiness, a lot of times is when I'm in my creative zones, or sometimes it's having conversations with good friends like you, Boonie, or like when we're having our long back and forths. Sometimes where she and I will have like a string of messages, 10 minutes, 8 minutes, 9 minutes, 10 minutes, like her and I having the conversation.
Apologizing. I'm sorry for leaving that long message.
Those are the time I feel happy and at peace, because I'm just being my complete self, and she's accepting what I'm saying, and we can go a deep dive into a conversation, and during this time I'm forgetting about whatever I'm feeling, because I'm like, we talk about something right now and I could talk about this all day. So I have those pockets, and they're becoming much more frequent lately, where I can have those pockets of time where I can do it. But there's big portions of the day sometimes where I'm, down. But that's my answer to that question.
Yeah, I gotta get Goldie on a private chat too, so we can we can get her in
Deep
the same
down.
space.
Right. Right.
Do you have any more questions, Ryan? I got a
not
lot.
right. I'm not right now. You can go ahead.
Okay.
Fire him up.
Do you feel like you have a safe space to express your authentic emotions?
Repeat that.
No.
I'm sorry.
Do you feel like you have a safe space to express your authentic emotions, like what you really feeling, not like toning it down? So
No,
you don't.
I don't. So the reason why I say no is because a lot of people that know me in real life, they're like, you're very passionate about the things that you talk about. And sometimes when I get passionate in a conversation, it's not this calm persona. It's like,
Right.
no, like, like I really wanted to, and I get rowdy and it scares them. And I'm like, girl, why are you scared? I just told you I'm venting. But
Right.
at the same time, like, even if I try to be that version of me, expressive and passionate like that online or on social media on YouTube, that's deemed as dramatic or drama, da da da.
Right.
When in reality, it's people not understanding the difference in passion when somebody is talking about something they're seriously feeling, or
Right.
somebody's actually angry. So I don't feel like there is a safe place, but that's just for that side of me. Other sides, like creative, all that stuff, I feel like there is a community out there for that creative side of me, but that's not fully me. So
Got you.
For me, I had to create my safe space, because there's points where I don't have it, but like I said, pouring myself into whichever creative endeavor that I want to, or talking to friends and making that, hey, talking to friends and creating that safe space. I feel like I'm to a point now where I really don't care what other people think. So wherever I'm at is my safe space. You can't tell me something about me that's gonna hurt me. Oh, you went to the mental hospital. Sure did.
Right.
You got depression. Sure do. Mm-hmm. You got anxiety. What you gonna tell me? Because it's not gonna affect me anymore. I don't care what you think. This is my truth. Just like what you go through is your truth. So my safe space is where I created. The only places where I can't be, unfortunately, is around people that opinions I do value, and if they say something that does hurt, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that
But
makes a lot of sense.
in other most spaces, I don't care what you think. I'm gonna be me.
What about you, Van?
I'm sorry, I was listening to Selena. What was the question again?
Do you have a safe space to express your authentic emotions?
No, because either somebody gets offended or I should be like, for y'all that know me, y'all know I think in every kind of way. I think of all scenarios. I think from every direction, every perspective. I put it into thought, but this is what I feel or this is what I see. And I'm very good with pattern recognition. So when I say things, it's not something like I'm just trying to conjure up or making up or uh, think like negatively. It's I just know that's what's going to happen. So either it's perceived as negativity, I'm bringing stuff up that I shouldn't, I'm moping, or now somebody's offended because they done made it about them. And it's like, what's the
Yep.
point? I highly encourage, communication and stuff. And I don't mind communicating with people. I don't mind when they vent to me or have things they want to say to me. I at least try to be an open book. I've been told that I am open when it comes to other people needing to talk to me. Like, they're happy they're able to express whatever it is they need to express with me. But and I guess my tone of voice, like I'm very monotone, but apparently I can have a harsh tone when I'm trying to portray my feelings. Like I'm already not good with expressing them, but then when I do try to say whatever it is I'm feeling or what I'm thinking, whatever is on my mind, either again somebody gets offended or it's just negative talk or I'm conjuring up something I shouldn't be, or it's just not what I'm actually it's not what I'm actually saying. Like nobody's actually paying attention to what I'm saying. They're paying attention to how it's making them feel instead.
Or
So
your actual
no.
reaction. Mm.
What about you, Martelle? Do you feel like you have a safe space where you can express your authentic feelings?
So yes and no. I mean,
Mm.
yes, I've like created a safe space, but as far as like, so I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Y'all might be able to, you know, vibe with this. Like, so I've been looking for a positive, like not necessarily a male figure, but a male figure, meaning like a not necessarily like a pastor, but like
Mm.
a dude, a guy that's gonna, that's like an older person that I can kind of confide in to talk to as far as like a positive approach to things, and like a person that like knows, kind of what's up, and not be on no cheeky, you know what I'm saying, not be on no cheeky bull crap like, I mean, I'm cool. I'm cool with that. Like, everybody got, no one's perfect, but it's to
Right.
the point to where I'm trying to see some real authentic, like you are you and you are who you say you are. Like, don't let me find out you got like 6 kids that you don't take care of. Like, cause I'm gonna look at you like, man, really? Like, or you beat your wife, or you have an aggression issue, like, some kind of weird. The dude is crazy. The dude that I fellowship with as a kid growing up, he turned out to be a pedophile, was molesting his daughter, all kinds of crazy stuff. And I'm like, like, I can remember him telling me like church stories about Samson. Like I grow my hair out for Samson. Like, you know, it's just stuff like, you know, that you look for in a positive role model. That it's just like, bruh, I got that. I'm myself. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's you can say I got like daddy issues, but you know, it's just, oh no. Let me see a positive person. Like even Barack Obama, but see nobody's perfect. I know that, but
Right.
just yo, I'm looking for a positive person, but
I
it's
had
the
I
same.
had mentioned that last week, where character is really important. But when
Yeah,
the older you get, somebody's character is really important. And it's
yeah,
okay, to do that. And you know what? I don't like these character traits in this person, so I'm not gonna rock with them. Kick
Right.
rocks. You not the type of person that I want to have in my life.
basically.
So and
Like
that is
like like not to like toot my own horn, but like I got a corporation that I'm trying to figure out, and I got a nonprofit. Everything I raise awareness for mental health. You know, everything I push is for mental health. You know, and it's I'm trying to find somebody that's like with that. Like this, I mean, not necessarily with that, but they can help me in with that. You know what I mean? Like it's just
Right.
something that like combines and intertwines into it. Not people that's afraid to talk about what's up, about their feelings. Like I don't know. I'm just looking for a team, man, that I can just rock with, and people's just been letting me down, but I'm still looking. I'm
Yeah.
not giving up. I'm not giving up, but it's been a struggle. I just moved here from Michigan. I'm in Texas. Yeah,
Okay.
but I love Texas. Texas is great, but y'all should come to Texas if y'all don't live in Texas. I
I've
promise
been
you.
thinking. I've been
Yo, it's
thinking.
it's dope.
you in,
Move
I
are
love
you in
it.
the Dallas area?
Yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah,
I
familiar with
can't
that. I used
stand
to
the
live there. I used
traffic.
to live there.
yeah.
What you say, Van?
I said I can't stand the traffic in Texas. Oh, I did want to throw in that as far as the safe space, I don't feel like I have a safe space like for like in person, but I do have people, like I do have friends that I can go to that are complete safe spaces. But then once I'm done, I feel like, oh crap, did I talk too much? Did I overload them? Was I too much on them? Boonie laughing because she know that I'm talking about her. I'm like, I'm sorry. Like I'll say a whole spiel and I just be looking back at the messages and I'll be like, I'm so sorry. Like I didn't even check to see if you were okay for me to do this. Like it just it spilled. I'm sorry. Like then I start feeling guilty about that. But I do have friends that I can go to as a
Do
safe
what you
space,
gotta
but
do.
like just in your physical everyday life, no.
Right.
Yeah.
With me, uh, I feel like I can talk to my mom about most things. I used to feel like I could talk to my mom about anything, but when I became an adult, I realized that there's something you really just can't talk to your parents about because there's some things that they don't understand, even if they are open to talking to you about certain things. Because I feel like growing up, I was such an independent kid that whenever things happen, they don't, it's like you got it, you can figure it out yourself type of thing or whatever. So that's it kind of made me that way. Like I'm just gonna figure it out myself rather than going to people or whatever. I'm still learning to to confide in people, to talk to people, because yeah, I am a safe space for a lot of people, but I am still learning to, you know, use them as well, and not use, but you know what I mean, use them as well whenever I need somebody, whenever I need to unload, whenever I need somebody to talk to go to those people. But I feel like when Van was saying that sometimes she feels guilty or whatever, I feel like in coming to me and talking to me about certain things, you're also allowing me to learn, because for a long time I used to take on people's problems. Like you could come to me with a problem and I would stress myself out trying to figure out how to help you with that problem. But I'm learning to not do that. I'm learning to do what I can and be okay with what I can give. So when you come and talk to me about certain things, I'm also learning how not to take on your problems. Like, yeah, I can help you talk it out. I can listen to you or whatever, but when we leave that conversation, I'm not sitting here thinking about how I can do this, or I can do that to help you, what I can do to help people. Because helping people is a good thing, but when you doing too much, you can burn yourself out. So I'm learning how to do it without overloading myself, without taking on other people's problems. So I feel like I do have safe spaces, but I don't utilize them as much, because whenever I'm a solution person. So whenever I have issues, I immediately try to figure out how to solve it. So it's hard for me to, like the venting, going and venting and stuff like that, because I'm so used to figuring things out myself. So that's immediately what I go to, but I'm still learning how to utilize my safe spaces, basically.
I'm so proud of you.
For real.
I guess that friendship breakup did help me a little bit. I guess it did teach me something.
A question I think I have next is, how do you cope with when you're going through those hard times? What are things that you figured out that help you when you're going through a tough time?
For me, it's music. I can put my headphones on, like, although most times I have to put, like one in my ear and keep the other one plugged up. I mean, open. Sometimes I can be like, I can go to my husband and be like, hey, I'm about to put my headphones on. So if you need me, you're gonna have to touch me. Like, I'm trying to turn them up. I'm trying to drown y'all out. So you're gonna have to touch me. But either I can do that and pretty much escape from my reality. Like I can go either back in time, like when I had the most peace, or, go to like my happy place, I guess you could say. Or I can pretty much again escape my reality by like reading webtoons and shit. And if it's a really good one, I can pretty much just put myself, not even put myself in there, but I can just escape into, the characters' emotions, go through that, what they're feeling, and just enjoy that time, to myself in my own little world. So basically the way I cope is by escaping my reality mentally, but physically, it really ain't much that I got.
Do you have a go-to music?
Yeah, I have it. Of course, it depends on the mood, but I do have like my go-to, because I do have certain songs that immediately put me in a certain mood, like a certain chill mood, or some put me in an energetic mood to where like I'm ready to work out, I'm ready to take on the world, and then you got others that like make me think of romance or make me think of love, the feelings that you can associate with that, or like the feeling you get when you're crushing on somebody and they're looking at you. Like I have different type of music for different types of feelings. So it depends on what I want to feel at that moment. But if I do have go-to songs on my list that for however it is that I want to feel in that moment.
Goldie or Martelle, whichever one.
Yeah, I second the music thing. Music is everything. Music gets me going. As far as like, if I'm feeling any way I'm feeling, I will take it to music. I mean, from shoot, man, from rock, R&B to maybe a little bit of country, but not that much. I mean, maybe one or two songs, but like I like the theory of music. But as far as like adulting goes, I'm learning to talk about it. Like I'll talk to my wife, or I'll talk to a random person. I'll walk up to you on the street and just be like, "Yo, man, let me tell you how I'm feeling, bro. So I got this issue going on. You know what I'm saying? I can't get my kids to pee on the potty when I'm trying to, like. I mean, he just pee right in front of me. I'm like, bro, pee on the pot. But I'm just saying. But I don't know. I just hearing it, hearing it out loud, and then eventually, like, I'll come up with my own solution to and I love the solution thing, because it's all about solutions. Like, so what are you gonna do about it? That's it,
Right.
and Yeah, and that's just it. Really, just figuring it out. Figuring out why, like so check it out. Let me go back to my little stomach stuff. So I had like a whole bunch of stomach issues, and like once I stopped taking all the medicine that they was giving me, I don't think I have stomach issues. Like I don't. I mean, I think it
Medicine
just
definitely does give you some
yeah.
issues.
Like
It
I just
creates
eat.
issues.
Yeah, like I just eat irregularly, but now I'm starting to eat regularly. But it's just all right. Just gotta, self care.
Right.
Eating is a part of self care.
I gotta remember that.
Yeah.
For
It's all good.
me, um, I used to use music, and then I realized that music. I'm starting to realize as I get older, I'm like a easily influenced person. I don't think for myself, but I do at the same time. So it's kind of weird. Like I'll be like, do that, no, do that, yes, no, yes. And then it's just a cycle. So then whenever I get in that cycle in my head, like to be honest, coping, it's more of like I either intellectualize my feelings to where I get out of, like I separate myself from
I do the
actually
same
feeling
thing.
it to like question myself into a solution, because sitting there being sad is going to do nothing but trigger depression,
Right.
and then depression is going to do nothing but trigger anxiety, and those are two different, like depression is a low, anxiety is a high mental illness. So having that is just, that would make me go manic. So it's either that or meditation. Music used to do it, but the different types of music, it affects me. Cause like when I'm angry, I usually listen to Young Nudie. If I'm happy, I listen to anything really, pop music,
Right.
and I don't even listen to that on a regular. If I'm sad, it's Trippy Red or somebody that's depressing,
So you listen to
So I,
music that makes you feel how you already feel, basically that validates your feelings, basically.
yes,
Got you.
basically, yeah.
Totally understand that.
Mm.
Boonie, did you want to answer before I do?
Yeah. How I feel like I have so many different ways that I cope, but the main one is by creating, just writing. Like Van said, escaping my reality, going into fantasy land and writing. What else do? I listen to music as well, but instead of listening to music that validates my feelings, I listen to like the opposite of what I feel a lot of the times. I listen to a lot of rap, a lot of drill music, but it doesn't influence me in that way, but it does like hype me up, like because of the instrumentals and stuff like that they use. And then plus I just love hearing rappers talk junk. Like I just love hearing it. Like I don't know why, but it makes me feel good. But music, and like you said, I'm a person, like you said, you intellectualize your feelings. I do the same thing. Um Instead of like feeling them, and I'm not gonna say I don't ever feel my feelings, because I do give myself a time period. I'm like, okay, you're gonna be sad, we're gonna be sad for this amount of time, but after this we got to figure it out. Like that's what I do to cope with certain things or whatever, especially if it comes to like a friendship breakup, or I'm breaking up with somebody. I give myself a time period to sit in those feelings, and then we got to come out of this. Like I read books, I listen to music, I write, I journal, I meditate, I do whatever it is that I need to do to get myself back on track. Because and I think that the reason why I'm such a solution person, because I have an illness that keeps me down a lot of the times. And I feel like when I'm feeling okay, like when my body feels okay and my mind is not up to par with my body, I got to get you on track, because we feeling good right now. Like we got stuff to do. Like, we don't really be having we really don't be having time to do stuff. So you got to get it together. So I think I adopted that because of that. Because being sick, I spend a lot of time not being able to do nothing. So when I'm feeling okay, and my okay is I'm still in pain and stuff like that, but I can function. When I'm feeling okay enough to function, that's why I always say, that's how I rate how I feel. If I can function, I'm okay. But yeah, I feel like that's why I think like that, why I'm such a solution person, because it's like we don't have time to sit in these problems. We got to move, because you keep feeling like this, your body gonna start feeling like this or whatever. So I definitely feel like giving myself more time to do nothing it needs to be a way that I cope with things. I'm still learning that. Like last year, I had this set up where I would work for 3 weeks and then I would be off for 1 week. And when we came into the new year, I was just so hype about everything that I wanted to do that I just forgot. And I was like, we going into the new year, whatever. We want to do this, we want to do that, we want to do this. And I forgot, you got to take a break. But I'm going to start implementing that. I did start last month. So, I'm going to take my break probably the last week of the month. But yeah, I'm trying to balance things out so I can cope with the things that I go through.
For me, a newfound one, I'm gonna start with the newfound one is meditating, because I was never able to meditate ever in my life until, what was it, last Wednesday? I think it was.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. And I just felt, I felt that I never felt before. Like I felt an aura around me and everything. I'm just like, I did it right. Because I was thinking I needed to cut my thoughts off. But I did a guided meditation and said, whatever thoughts you're having, it's okay. And part of what it said, it was place each thought that you have on a leaf. Like imagine that you're sitting next to a stream and each thought that you're having is just flowing on the stream. And imagine every thought is this way. It's there for a second and it's passing by. Mm-hmm. And I was just like, I never thought about it that way. Mm-hmm. So that's part of the things that I do to cope. But another thing is diving into my creativity. Like I have a song that I recently did, and I haven't released it yet. I need to. I just thought about it. My rock song is called With It. And I felt like it was something that helped me cope. The energy I got out, I was able to scream on the track, and you heard it, Boonie. Like yes, I was able to.
I like it.
I need to release it, but it was like I was able to just open myself up of doing music, writing in my book, all of those things, and being on podcasts sometimes it's coping because I can talk to people that and the fact that my podcast and yours is like this, where we can have genuine conversations without being judged, and people are we're respectful of each other. These are places to help people cope too. So these are my coping mechanisms. But I know you guys. You said you got a whole bunch more questions over there.
I mean, we don't have to go through all of them, but I'm trying to.
Is everybody still good? We still good? Like anybody still locked in? Anybody got to go anywhere?
Like me, and I'm switching up.
Okay, I think this is a good one. What can your friends, family, or spouse do to better support you mentally?
See what I'm saying?
I'm sorry.
Good.
Riding the kissing.
You need to make me a list of journaling questions. Like,
just really be on the same page and transparent. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
We can hear you.
Okay. Yeah. Just be transparent. Really, just talk to me like I talk to you. Like I'm telling you how I feel. Tell me how you feel too. So yeah, pretty much that. So,
yeah, that's simple enough. Yeah.
When you talk to a brick wall, I ain't talking to you if I'm talking to a brick wall. But
right. For me, what can your friends, family, or spouse do to better support you mentally?
Let me think.
For me, I don't know either. I just feel like hold me accountable. I'll say that. Hold me accountable whenever like y'all like whenever you come to me to talk about something and I say you don't have to ask first. You don't have to do that. Still, just still do it so I can learn how to accept it basically. Hold me accountable in situations where or if you even sense that I need to use you as a safe space, you sense that I need to vent or whatever, hold me accountable, tell me, go ahead and talk about whatever it is that you got going on, or ask me if there's anything I got going on. Because I'm not really the type of person that's just gonna come out and be like, this is what happened to me today, and this and this and this. But if you ask, I'll answer your question. So I'll say hold me accountable and I guess take an interest in how I'm feeling. Like, even though I keep saying, you don't gotta do that, keep doing it, basically.
Definitely. For me, I would say be compassionate. And I want to echo what Martelle said as well, is be transparent. That's just the biggest thing. And realize most of us that are going through mental health issues are not asking you to fix them.
Right.
We realize that you can't fix what we're going through, but you can make things worse. So don't add on to what we're feeling already. That is a big thing for me. Don't pile more shit on top of me when I'm already feeling depressed and bad.
Right.
Now I gotta
Trust to believe I'm doing it worse than you on myself. Like,
right.
I don't need the extra stuff. Just let me cope. Let me be okay. But I'm telling you, I'm depressed. A good response is, I'm sorry. Anything I can do to help? And sometimes it'd be nothing. Just chill.
Or acknowledge it.
Exactly.
Just acknowledge.
Yeah, it's just it's simple stuff, really. It's just, but you have to have an understanding. Like, nobody wants to talk to that brick wall. Nobody wants to get in front of that. And then you tell somebody, I feel depressed and I'm feeling bad, and they're just like,
or shrug it off.
Yeah, like, damn.
Well, I hate that response.
Damn, like,
it is what it is.
What
is that supposed to be?
Ooh, for real.
That's crazy.
I reminded of my wife and kids episode where he said he was like, how do you talk to your wife? Like, is that right?
I remember that.
Is that right?
I remember the episode.
For me personally, my answer's a little morbid. I'll be honest. It's a little morbid.
It's okay.
But it's not like death. It's more like dark. But it's I don't know how to say it though.
Just say it, like, we ain't gonna judge you. You talking to morbid queen over here.
So essentially, I'm at this point in my life because my relationship with my family was because I felt like I had no support for the authentic, true self that I wanted to be.
Right.
So if I wasn't picture perfect, it was like, I'm not supporting you at all on no grounds. So for the family portion, that way, I need help in these streets. I don't know what I'm doing. It's my second year out here in adulting. Like, nobody told me that you really do get tired at 6 p.m. when you hit the house door.
Yeah.
Like, I'm now experiencing that when it comes to like the family portion. For friends, it's big on accountability. Like, I'm huge on having friends that hold me accountable for when I'm wrong, or even when I'm right, or when they're wrong and they notice that they were, and then they can apologize and we can be cool. Because I don't know if a lot of people even talk about that as well, that in the female platonic relationship community, it's get in an argument, run away from each other for life.
Yeah.
I literally watch men get in fist fights and be like, yo,
shoot at each other. shoot
And
each
yo, you
other's
hungry?
houses up. It'd be good.
Like what? And I want that to change when it comes to friendships. Now for relationships, I only ask for 3 things in a relationship, and I came up with this because I don't feel like any race or any like belief or nationality or whatever you want to call it, like any label that you
Right.
put on anybody, won't these 3 rules can apply to anybody that I have, because I was like, it just doesn't make sense to try to put somebody in a specific box. We're
Right.
human. But all I ask for in a relationship is loyalty, honesty, and consistency. There are 3 things that cannot work without each other.
That's true.
You can't be loyal and you can't be not loyal and consistent. How you in my face every day, but you're not loyal to me?
Right.
Or even
How
honest.
you
Or yeah,
like?
like honest.
Right.
Like, so
I
that's
like
just
that
for
right
me
there.
though.
That might be
Me
the
too.
title of mine on my episode. Loyalty, honesty, and consistency. I like that.
Yeah. But about because we had a conversation on the last episode that we did, because we did an all women's episode, and I brought up the friendship thing. I feel like we are very hard on each other as Black women, and we see each other as competition, and like instead of like having that sisterhood, and we allow things to come in between our friendships and stuff like that. I'm not saying that every single friendship you have you need to stay in, but you know what I mean. We need to put forth more effort, give people more grace, give each other more grace, and allow each other to be imperfect. I feel like we expect perfection from each other. You should never have an attitude. Don't be honest. Like if somebody is lying about something, you call me out in front of everybody, you fake, or why you doing that? Like, you being weird. Like, why you lying? That's the right question. But yeah, I do feel like we definitely need to work on our sisterhood as Black women. So I agree with you when it comes to that. Everything else you said too.
I think Van is the only one
I was
that
about to
hasn't
say that.
answered
What
yet.
about you, Van?
Yeah.
No, I don't know, because it's it's like I'm still trying to figure everything out myself. So what do I tell somebody else that's trying to help me how to help me if I don't know how to help myself? And it's like it would be different, of course, like how some of y'all can pinpoint exactly what you need from your family or from your friends. Like, I don't know, because I don't know what it is I need yet. All I know for a fact that I need is space. Like,
Yeah.
just be by myself for a while.
Time,
Like,
space, and time. Yeah.
just space and time to myself. And maybe then I would be able to have an answer. But ultimately, that's my only answer. Like, I need time and space. Now, when I come to people, um, just support. Like, I can't really tell you when I'm looking for an answer, when I'm not, and I don't want to put that on somebody else to try to figure out. Like, well, okay, do you want a solution? Do you want me to just listen? It's like at the moments, I don't be knowing. I just know I need to get it out sometimes, but I don't actually be knowing what I want in return or what I want in that moment. Probably just a listening ear for the most part, but what could anybody else do to help me? I have absolutely no clue at this moment right now.
That's
Take
that's
my
an
Hey,
kids
honest.
that's
away
an
for a little
honest
while.
answer right there. That's
That
an
right.
honest
That's
answer.
the honest answer.
Mm-hmm.
Like either take me or take my family away for a while. Like, take them on a vacation or something. Like, most people be like, why don't you go on a vacation? Because that mean I got to get ready. That mean I got to plan. That mean I got to get No, take them. Clean my house. Give me some money for food because I'm not finna cook, and just take them. Let me just sit
You,
in a clean house
you need a
for
stay. You need a staycation.
right.
Mm-hmm.
Let them go on vacation or something. Let them enjoy themselves for a little while. Let me just sit in the house by myself. Like my husband tried to send me to the movies one time. He was like, I'm gonna let you I'm gonna give you some money so you can go to a movie by yourself, get some time to yourself, get out the house. I was like, why do you think I want that? I did it, but like, why do you think I want that? Because now I gotta get dressed, I gotta comb my hair, I gotta pick out the outfit, I gotta pick out the movie, I gotta go in there, I gotta be around people. Like, I don't want that.
Sometimes people don't realize
Spoken like a true introvert.
Right.
the peace that you get being just by yourself. Like being around people is a task sometimes, for real. Like,
Yes.
and having to interact, and you got to be that person that you don't want to be. You got to smile and shit. Like I don't want to do all that. That's extra. That's hard work.
Yeah, because you
Right.
gotta
It's
mentally prepare yourself to be around people.
especially
Right.
our community. We have to do it on a regular basis. Like every time we get up and go to work, that's not me.
Right.
You think I talk like that? Girl, I'm country.
Oh, my supervisors were really surprised when like they hear my phone calls and then we get in the team meeting and they hear my real voice and it's like, yeah, y'all know I don't talk like this for real, right? Y'all know that's not really me on that phone, right?
There's another question I had. It's something like kind of funny, but I saw this video on I think I've seen it on several platforms, but it's like how Black parents respond to having mental illness. And it was just like, well, I'm depressed, go depress them dishes. Go do something. That's some of my people's response.
Yeah.
I want to know what's the worst response that you've had to somebody for when you told somebody that you had something or that you were feeling depressed or that you are you having anxiety. What's the worst response that you've got?
I just gotta, do you really think so? Like, I told my grandma I was diagnosed with ADHD and I was going to therapy, and she was like the whole energy of the conversation changed. I was like, yeah, I was going, I'm in therapy now. She was like, oh, you think you need it? Ma'am, I think everybody needs it. Yes. And she was like, oh, well, I mean, okay. And then I told her I was diagnosed with ADHD, and she was like, that's just how we are. Cause I do it. I said, that mean you probably got ADHD then, grandma. Like that's all that is. You probably just got it and didn't know it.
Right.
I don't get responses because people know better. I don't get crazy responses because they know better.
You gonna punch them in the face?
Look, I ain't gonna hit you, but don't say nothing crazy to me because then you gonna make me have to say something crazy back. But also I don't really tell people that I'm depressed. I don't tell people how I'm feeling a lot of the time. So yeah, so I can't get a response sometimes. I told mama, like, I remember, that was in 20, this was before I started cosplaying. So that was like last year, I think. Year before last, something like that. I don't know. But I was having an episode and I remember talking to like the girls in like the group that we were in. I was like, I'm depressed right now, but I feel like I'm handling it well. Like I'm doing this, I'm doing that, whatever. And it lasted for about like the first half of the year. I was just down. And I remember when I started to like, get back into the swing of things or whatever, my mama was like, thank God you're talking again. And I was like, what? I wasn't talking to you? Like I wasn't talking for because it's like I said, the first half of the year I was, and she right, I wasn't saying anything. Like if my mama is one of those parents, like you can be in your like mood, she ain't gonna leave you alone. Like not ain't like an aggravating type of way. Even if I don't say nothing to her, she doesn't take offense to it. She just gonna keep coming and being like, hey, good morning, beautiful, good morning, sunshine, whatever. She gonna come every morning and greet me like that every morning, and I don't say nothing back. She doesn't take offense. It's just I understand that you going through something. I'm not going to judge you for it. However, I'm still a check on you type of thing. So she does that. or whatever. And I appreciate that, even though in the moment I'd be like, leave me alone. Because she's such a ball of energy, and I'm not like that. Like our whole life, I just be like, it's just been that back and forth, like her just being energetic and me just being like, not today. But yeah, I went a whole 6 months without saying anything, and I didn't realize it because I'm talking to them, but I'm not realizing that I'm talking to them through the phone. So you think you're talking to somebody, but you're not really opening your mouth and saying nothing. So yeah, when she said that, it made me realize, like, dang, I really wasn't saying nothing for 6 months. It made me realize how depressed I was, and I was like, I gotta fix that. I gotta do something about that.
Martelle or Goldie?
The only response that I had, the worst one that I could think of, at least right now, was like, they asked me, they were like, what's wrong? And I was like, I don't know. And then, like, it was just silence for like 10 seconds. And then I was like, I'm sad. And then they said, why? And I said, I don't know. And then they just sat there. And I was like, you don't have to be here. Like I'm the kind of person, I isolate and I get angry with everybody else. So
Right.
it's like, you either stay away when I'm depressed or you're going to get this anger.
Right.
So yeah, that was the worst one though. It was just weird. It was
Yeah, I think people don't know how to respond to it. Yeah, so it's
Yeah.
awkward. It's more so them being uncomfortable. Like they don't really know what to say to it.
Mhm.
Because like I said, a lot of people claim that they never experienced depression. I don't know what world they living in, but that's what they say.
Yep. So a lot of people say that. Martelle, did you want to go?
Yeah. All right. So I was trying to figure out how can I say this and how can I store because so like one thing that always got me was the fact that we're like when somebody's going through some mental health issues or whatever, they'll say like it's the devil or it's demons coming out of them or it's just I don't know, it's devil's work or whatever. I mean, sometimes it is devil's work. But in a lot of cases, it's some purebred mental health issues, or it's just they off their meds, they done mix too much, they didn't eat enough. Like it's always a reason. It's not you just can't say that about a person, right? Because I mean, in all realness, you say demons are coming out of this person. Like if you really look at something like, I mean, that's really bad. Like,
Right. Yeah.
I mean, because I'm gonna say AKA because I was a cool kid. Because I was a bad kid growing up, and like they, I don't, my mom, and the elders, they always said that, oh, that boy got the devil in him, or da da da, whatever. Like hearing that, it's like, oh, I'm gonna be a demon seed. What? Oh, I'm gonna be a bad kid for the rest of my life. Thank God it didn't happen. But it's just hearing that at a young age that it just turns you into something that you don't need to be turned into, and it's just
They used to say that about my brother. Like he got devil, he got demons, and I'm like, no, he got antisocial personality disorder.
Yeah.
I honestly think a lot of the in the Bible, a lot of people that we're talking about just had a mental illness. That was it. Oh, he had
What is
demons. He talked
antisocial?
he talked to
It's
himself.
like antisocial personality disorder. It's like when you pretty much like you don't know how to socialize with people. Like you use every social experience to gain something, basically. There's always some type of bad intention behind it or whatever. Kind of like being a sociopath.
Yeah. But the opposite,
Is
thinking
there a
they're
test for
coming after
that?
you.
No, like getting fun out of manipulating people and getting people to do certain things. It's fun to them.
Oh wow.
Oh,
For me, I've heard a couple of bad responses to me having a mental illness. One of the worst ones was I don't care. I had a friend I told that I tried to commit suicide. Well, he told me this before, and I told him I had the experience after. He said anybody that tries to commit suicide is a punk. And anybody that does it, that's how I feel about it. And I told him, well, what about me? I had those actual experiences. I've tried to before. And he's just like, oh, he backed up off of it a little bit, but I'm just like, so no, that's how you feel about me. So that's how you feel about me, really? I was like, okay. And I'm not trying to take over anything. But the next part is something I haven't really shared with a lot of people, but I got a response with this and it sticks with me. I don't know if you guys can see my arm. I used to be a cutter. You guys see the cuts?
Yeah.
I showed these to somebody before.
Me too. Don't
Really?
feel bad. Me too. Yeah, me too. I used to do it on my chest. My brother, look, I was wearing a white t-shirt and my brother was like, why your shirt bleed? And then that was when they found out. Yeah, it was crazy.
I told somebody about that before, and like I have them on both arms, and I've cut so much that I had stitches like up and down my arms. So I had 2 bad experiences with that. The first one is there was a EMT person that came to pick me up. I tried to commit suicide in a grocery store bathroom. Somebody found me. They called the ambulance. When they called the ambulance, the person, the ambulance got there and said, "Oh, you weren't trying to kill yourself. If you were trying to kill yourself, you would have cut like this." Mind you, I did not know anything about this. This was 2007. I didn't know what anything was.
Why he teaching you how to do that?
I'm like, why are you trying to teach me how to do it the right way?
That's
Because
really
next time I will.
Was.
And the second experience is I had this guy tell me, he looked at the cuts on my arms and said, ain't no girl ever gonna want to watch you because you got them cuts on your arm. And it stuck with me for a while because I'm like, dang, nobody gonna want me because of this. What you think if you see a girl have a cuts on her arm? I would understand her. Right. I would be understanding. Life happens.
Right.
So it got to the point where I started to lie about these cuts in my arm. So for me to be open like this is a thing. I used to lie and tell people, I'm gonna stop after this. I would tell people a stupid ass story. I would tell them that I was running from the police and I hopped the fence and it was razor wire. And then I got up. And so I was like this, trying to get down, and the razor wire just.
You was on a Jigsaw movie.
Anybody I ever told that story to, it's your fault if you believed it.
Bro, I would have said that to you if you told me that.
You ready to close out, Boonie, or you want to keep going?
We can close out.
Yeah. I think we got to do a part 2 to this.
Yeah, because the first part is a little
Jaguar and her antics tried to destroy this for her. I'm Jaguar, right? Okay.
We definitely can do a second part though. I think we should.
Definitely.
It would be a third part for our podcast. We did it. I think like one of the first episodes we did.
Okay. I think that this is more than enough for 2 episodes though.
Yeah.
Well,
this has been a ride.
This has been fun.
Before we close out though, I will say this. I like this group of people. Like I like it. I think we have pretty good chemistry together. How we were able to just like come out of that situation and just jump right back in.
Yes.
Like, because I feel like certain people would have been on here and they would have kept it going. So yeah, like I feel like this is a good group of people. So yeah, I like y'all. If y'all, you can stick around if you want to.
For real.
I like asking me on a date?
For real, Martelle and Goldie, y'all have a free pass to be on the real podcast anytime. For real. Anytime we link up, for real, like y'all are solid. Y'all stuck because y'all could have bounced. I could have been like, this is bullshit.
Right. And Goldie
what
just
am I
went right
doing?
back to it. She was like, "Out, it was my turn." So yeah, let's get back to this.
Mad respect.
I like her. But yeah, y'all definitely welcome on the Social Cycle podcast as well. We'll probably be doing joint episodes for a while.
For real, this was fun.
Yeah, it was.
Boone
But
and me and you the only people from the podcast, aren't we? At this
hey,
point?
hey, my mama, I showed my mama the opening. She said, "You should have put Van on there. It's just you and me, you and her." I said, I showed it to her. She talking about, I like that.
Before we get out of,
I mean, I like everything y'all make, but still.
before we get out of here, does anybody have any final thoughts on the subject of mental health? Anything that they want to say before we wrap this up?
I actually want to ask a closing question.
Okay.
That's more than okay.
So, what is something that you're going to do differently starting today? That means tomorrow you have to do it. But starting today, what is something you're going to do differently with your mental health? Or that applies to your mental health?
I can start. I feel like self-care, because I feel like I have to do it. I do certain things because it takes me a lot of energy to do anything. So it's like I got, like how Van said, I gotta get up and I gotta do this, I gotta do that. I'm gonna stop thinking about it like that. I need to retrain my brain to see self-care as something good and not like an obligation and I gotta do this or whatever. But I wanted to feel like an escape, I guess you could say, something that how it's supposed to feel. I want to get enjoyment out of it and not just doing it doing it out of obligation. So I think that I need to be more intentional with self-care. And also when it comes to the safe space thing, I definitely need to use my resources. So I'm gonna start doing that from here on out.
Why you take the words right out of my mouth? I dead serious, because I was just about to say that for me, I could focus on self-care every day, at least do something for myself every day. And also to use the people that I have and start actually communicating when I'm feeling it and not holding back. Because I have people that actually do care. So I need to use them. And I also want to say one of my final thoughts before I finish too is anybody too that wants to talk, you can talk to me. And Martelle, what you were saying earlier, you need that guy in your life. I'm here, bro. Like we on the same level, the same path, bro. So yeah.
Same, I'm open as well.
Yeah, same with me. Anybody ever wants to talk, I'm more than willing to listen. But please don't hold it against me. I have it really bad with just disappearing. I don't do it on purpose. It will literally just not happen. It's not like I'm trying to purposely ignore you or I'm like bored with you or I feel like you're not that important. It just disappears. I don't try to, and like I'll go back and I'll be like, oh snap, like, they said that hours ago or days ago. I just apologize in advance if anybody ever hits me up and you just don't hear a response from me. I'm sorry. I apologize in advance. It just happens. Like I don't try to, but it does just happen. But I am more than willing to listen. I am here. I don't care what the situation is, what your problem is, as long as you ain't fucking with little kids, I'm here. Oh, and to answer the question, my mama laughing at me. But to answer the question, for me, I started Friday, Thursday, sometime this week. Since I sit at a computer all day, I work out. Like I'll work out my arms or something to kind of give me that jump start on working out. And then like while I'm watching anime, if I'm okay, hold on. I'll do some squats, do some weightlifting, something, just some type of form of workout just to get my body, I guess, used to it. I started drinking a lot more water and I started fasting yesterday. So I only eat once a day. one meal a day. So like whatever I eat, I have to make it count. So there's no snacking, there's no sneaking a piece of chocolate. Cause like whatever I eat, I made it for myself. That's it. Like that's absolutely it. That's the only thing that you can eat. So I have to make it count. Um and I feel like that'll help with my mental health, especially like when I'm in the shower. Like I said, sometimes I have to myself
It's not. It's
meditate.
not. It's gonna make it worse. I mean, well, because
But
okay, well, it might not. It might not. Just depending on what you eat. But just make sure when you eat, just make sure it counts. I'm sorry to be like Jaguar right on that one, but I just had to speak up on that one because I do that. I only eat like one time a day, but like it kind of messes with my head. So like, and then I'm at work too. I work manual labor too. So like, but I have like little snacks. So I eat like one big meal, and then I'll eat like snacks
The
throughout the
same
day.
way.
You know what I'm saying? It kind of helps out, but
yeah, see,
but
that doesn't work for me
it
because
don't.
I'm already overeating as it is throughout the day. Like if you let me, I will
Oh,
literally eat the entire day. So it actually helps me to
oh,
not eat. Like I've gone on periods where I think for like a whole year, I would drink nothing but smoothies and eat one actual meal like that whole day. And I was like top peak of my game. Like I was on my shit at all times. My
yeah.
mental was fucking up there. Like I was good. So it helps me because now I'm not thinking about food all the time. Like my brain
Oh,
revolves
okay.
around food. Like I think people underestimate when I say I like food. I like food. If you
Oh,
let me eat all day, I'm not exaggerating. I will be eating all day. I will snack. I will eat 6 full course meals if you let me. I'm
mm.
telling you, this is time.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what I'm starting for my mental health to try to help me out a bit.
Yeah. Okay.
Did you go, Martelle?
Oh. What am I? What was the question again?
What is starting tomorrow or like after tonight? What is the thing that you are going to change for your mental health? So like if it's to help it, like
So
a
I
solution.
have this process where I constantly obsess and like dig over stuff that I be stressing about. Like I just recently had to pay a lot of money to get my car fixed. And like before then, I've been stressing about it, and I kind of didn't really even stress about it because I had money. I just had to give them the money.
Right.
but oh man, I've been stressing about it. I've been praying about it, all kinds of stuff. But I'm gonna stop doing that. I need to stop doing that. Like I need to stop doing that because it's messing with my eating. It's messing with, like I've been doing good as far as like my eating stuff go, and yeah, and I'm not trying to mess up. So
Right.
hopefully that tweaking that, you know, for the future, it should balance things out. But thank you for asking that question too. It made me think
Right.
because I was really gonna say self care.
My answer is self-discipline. I've been praying about it for a long time, and it's like, what is one thing that I need to work on for me to treat myself better? Because I know what I like to do. I finally understand my childlike self likes to paint, draw, sketch, crochet, etc., etc., etc. Like,
Right.
and then my childlike self loves to learn. So I'll just go on Google 3 a.m. Why does this happen? Or why are you craving chocolate at 4 a.m.? Or da da da, So it's more so getting myself out of my head and actually doing it. And I kind of think you said something like that too, Funny, where like you feel
Yeah.
like you couldn't get yourself up. One thing that somebody told me that has drastically helped me with my self discipline is as soon as your brain says, I kind of want to do this, go 5, 4, 3, 2, and then 1. As soon as you hit 1, get up and do it.
Got you.
Because after like 7 to 10 seconds of thinking about doing something, your body immediately goes to overthinking it.
Yeah.
Like, should I do it? Should I do it? Should I do it? So I've taken that, and that helps in the morning too, because I'm trying to start waking up earlier at 4 a.m. That's another thing that I want to start doing. So.
4 a.m.
Yeah.
Ooh,
I just be going to sleep.
for real, that's what I'll be going to sleep.
Yeah, I'm still battling my night owl days, but it's coming. It's
Yeah, for
coming.
me, like me and Van both have this in common, but the hard thing is starting. But once I start, I'm on
Ain't
it.
no stopping. Yeah.
Yeah.
Once I have a routine, I'm good.
Yeah, that's what I'm still trying to get my routine together.
Thank you, Goldie, for that closeout question. Like, that was awesome. For real.
It
Of course.
was
That was the perfect wrap to this. And
definitely.
I want to say thank you, Boonie, for this this merge podcast, because it was an awesome experience. It was a ride though.
All right. It's all right.
Thank you, Martelle. Thank you, Van, and thank you, Goldie. Y'all were all great. This was fun,
It
and I
was.
can't wait to do it again. Another subject, whatever. I'll let y'all know whatever subject y'all want to hop on. Y'all welcome.
Yeah, we're gonna add Martelle to the group me.
I'm
Yeah.
with it.
I
Yeah,
might
I'm with
know a
it.
person that's interested as well.
Okay.
So
Send the
hit
link
you
if you got it.
For sure.
up. Okay.
Bet,
Yeah.
This has
bet.
been the first merged episode of the Social Psycho Podcast and the Raw Educated Analysis of Life podcast.
Yeah.
You want to give them the links or whatever? Do you do? I don't know if you do that. You don't do that. At
I
the
don't do that at the end. I just put it in the description because it's a lot. But I will say this: if y'all want advice or y'all have questions that y'all want to ask us, don't forget to email us at socialpsychopod@gmail.com. And we'll do our best to answer those questions for you.
And all of my links are in the description. But of course, if you listen to this on Amazon Music or Spotify, give us a like. Let us climb up the ranks, y'all. Please, showing love helps a
Also,
lot.
comment too. Tell us
Comment for real.
what you feel about the episode.
For real, it means a lot. And maybe if y'all put something in the comments for either one of us, that could be the next topic that we talk about.
Right.
So, but I love everybody.
Yeah, love y'all too. I had fun. I like this group of people.
Yeah, y'all take it easy.
Okay.
Y'all have a great day and have a happy Sunday and nice week.
Nice meeting everybody.
Nice meeting
Nice
everyone.
meeting you guys.
Nice meeting you.